I went through a Cologne phase for a while. I used to wear a lot of cologne. People never liked me in cologne. They were never like, ooh, you smell good. They were always like, who's wearing cologne? I read a story one time about a country singer. They said he used to drink a lot of cologne, and he died. That's not funny, but it is funny the way I said it, though. They said he was a real bad alcoholic, and they were like, towards the end of his life, it got so bad, he started drinking cologne. And they said that like it was rock bottom, but I'm like, how's that rock bottom? Cologne's expensive, you know? Seems like a choice, you know? How would that even work in a social setting? Show up to a party, your buddy's like, oh, Bud Light? You're like, nah, I have a Drakkar Noir. It's got some heat on it. You know what I mean? Okay. I went out to San Diego not too long ago. Had a lot of fun out there, thank you. And a lot of homeless people out there. I don't mind. A lot of people think I'm homeless, you know what I mean? Doesn't bother me. And they were very polite. They were some of the nicest homeless people I'd ever seen. One guy came up to me on the street. He had both hands on his belt like this. He goes, would you like me to whoop your ass? I thought it was polite that he asked. I go to a lot of cities. A lot of times they won't ask, you know. They'll just try to do it. But this guy asked, you know, and I appreciated it. I said no, of course. He got so mad when I said no. I guess he'd been out there all day asking that question. Like, dang, that's the last thing on my to-do list. And I can get back to the tent. You know what I mean? Okay. 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 I think if I were homeless, the first thing I'd save up and buy would be a day planner. That way, every day I could open it up and go, nothing to do. That joke never does as well as I'd like. But, I think people think I'm making fun of homeless people when I'm really just admiring the freedom, you know? Free schedule, any day of the week, that's what I'm talking about. Never gets better the more I explain it, but here's a joke that never works. This joke is not about homelessness, though. This is a different joke. It's a good joke. It just doesn't do that well for audiences. I like this joke a lot. I'm a big fan of it. Now, we're going to do it in a minute, though. Here we go. Okay. All right. Here it goes. Sometimes I'll be listening to the radio, and they'll be advertising like a local business, you know, and they'll be like, we've been in business for well over 50 years. And I'm like, well, how well over, you know? Not well over enough to put another number on it? Not 51, 52? And if it's 51, is it even that well over 50? And that's it. That's the whole joke. It's a good joke. It's a good joke. It's not that funny, I guess, but it does make a lot of sense. But that's not really what you want out of a comic, you know, just to make a lot of sense. You don't want to leave the show being like, you know what, he wasn't that funny, but he made a lot of sense. I found myself sitting there not laughing so much as I was being like, you know what, that adds up, what he's saying right there. I appreciate the way he puts things together in a way that I can understand. Like if somebody hands you a drink and they go, there's well over 6 ounces in here. You're like, are you trying to say 7? That's the same joke, bit of a different twist to it. Not much funnier, but it is still makes a lot of sense. Cars, been through a lot of cars. I used to have a 1982 Buick LeSabre, real big car, used a lot of gas. You know, it was a good car though, I liked it. I used to make this joke at work. I'd be like, man, that car uses so much gas, I bet it's using gas right now in the parking lot. It's a great work joke. People love that joke. That joke crushes in a Home Depot break room, I'll tell you that. One guy didn't get it. He goes, hell, you might have a leak. I was like, nah, I don't think so. But I did have a car that leaked a lot of oil for a while, you know, and I like that in a car, you know. Like you leak a little oil, pour a little in there. Leak a little oil, pour a little in there. Never get an oil change. People are like, when's the last time you changed the oil on this car? I'm like, it's changing right now. All right, this car is efficient here, buddy, okay? I don't have to go down to Jiffy Lube and get ripped off on an air filter. I love that. You go to some oil change place and they pull out this dirty air filter. I'm like, put it back in there. You see them across the shop. You're like, put it back in there. Yeah, it's dirty. It's working, man. Okay? Might want to check that thing for a hard hat, okay? Okay. Before that car, I had a 1999 Saturn, 4-door, dark blue, gray bumpers, real hot car. Stick shift, no power steering, real hard to drive. Manual everything. There wasn't a button in that car. I flipped that car. I used to drink and drive a lot. I'm not bragging about it, but I did used to do it a lot. And flipped that car. I think I did a full roll. I don't know. I was blacked out. But I broke off both side mirrors. So I think that's a full roll. But I landed upside down in some kind of swamp area. And I was alone. Nobody got hurt, you know. I crawled out the window. I lost my glasses and my flip-flops. I was a different guy back then, you know. I was living that salt life. You know what I mean? Yeah. Messed around, had one too many margaritas down at the Crab Shack, and lost control. And I'm standing out in the middle of the road. It's December. I'm cold. I'm wet. I got no shoes. I got no glasses. And I'm like, I'm about to walk home, you know. Because I didn't know if I'd get in trouble for leaving the scene of the accident, but I knew I'd get in trouble if I stayed. So I was like, we got to get out of here, you know. And this guy pulled up in a van, and he goes, do you need a ride? And I was like, yes, I do. And he's like, is that your car upside down with the headlights pointing in the woods like that? I was like, what's that? Nah, that ain't my car, man, but that looks bad, though. Let's get out of here. We got to get out of here right now. Let's get out of here. And this guy drove me home in the middle of the night, and I was so thankful for this guy. I was like, I can't believe this guy just gave me a ride home like that. And I wanted to tip him, you know, like he was some sort of Uber driver. So I just kind of reached in my pocket. I grabbed whatever money was in there, handed it to the guy. Then I went inside and went to sleep. Next morning, I woke up, checked my pocket. All my money was still there. So I guess I just gave this guy like a lot of receipts. This guy's flipping through bar tabs. He's like, I'm starting to think it was that guy's car. You know what I mean? Okay. Can you imagine that, though? You give a guy a ride home in the middle of the night like that, do a nice thing, get to his house, and he goes, here, take this trash for me too, buddy. Yeah, appreciate the ride. Throw this out, though, on the way home. Yeah, I got a big day tomorrow. I got a lot going on. Yeah, I got a big day trying to get my life together tomorrow. Yeah, I got to call my insurance company. And I got a lot of lying to do tomorrow. I've wrecked every car I've ever owned to some degree, you know. Not totaled every car, but I've wrecked every one of them. And sometimes I just destroy the inside of a car. I got food poisoning. I used to get food poisoning a lot back in the day. You ever gotten food poisoning in the car? No? Maybe that's not the right way to ask it. Let me ask it like this. You ever thrown up on the inside of your own windshield? I don't mean hit the dash and work its way to the windshield. I mean windshield first, splashing back on the knuckles, you know what I mean? Okay, it's going down in the vents up there. I never could defrost well after that, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. I was feeling sick that day, you know? Not real sick, like I wasn't really nauseous. I just had a lot of sharp stabbing pains in my stomach. And I just kept thinking, you know, I just need to, well, my stomach was real hard, you know? Hard in a way I'd like it to be all the time, but a lot more swollen than I would like. And I just kept thinking, you know, I just need to burp. If I could just burp, I would really feel a lot better, you know? And I don't like the word burp. I know that's a gross word. I hate the word burp. I wish there were a better word, you know? Some people will say belch. I'm like, nah, that's a worse word for... That's what the doctor says. I went to the doctor. They were like, you been belching a lot? I'm like, honestly, I don't even drink grape juice. You know what I mean? Okay, that's a good joke, though. No, it is a good joke, though. So I just needed to burp. I was like, I just need to burp. So I stopped and I got myself a Sprite. And I get back in the car. I'm driving down the road, drinking the thirst quencher. And my stomach starts to rumble a bit. And I go, okay, here we go, you know. I'm getting excited about it because I know a burp's coming. And a burp is all I need to get me back to where I need to be, you know. I'm starting to prepare some kind of post-burp celebration, you know. I'm excited about it. And finally the burp comes. And it was so much more than a burp. I never saw it coming. It came out like a pressure washer. I thought I cracked the windshield. I was just happy I had a headrest that day. I might have snapped my neck in that car. It was just sheer power, man. I never seen anything like it. Not up until that point or after. It was just an anomaly of an experience. It was so wild. I was on the interstate that day. Yeah. But I was in standstill traffic. Cars all around me, middle of the day, hot day, wet heat. You know what I mean? I was somewhere in between Wilmington, North Carolina, and Charlotte, North Carolina, and I like to let people know where I was at, because I've been looking for somebody that might have been on the interstate that day and saw what happened. I'm looking for a witness, you know what I mean? Like, I know what it looked like to me. I want to know what it looked like to other people. I want to know what they saw that day. How did it make them feel? What did it make them think about, you know? I like to think it was somebody having a rough day. Some guy just sitting out there in his car, stuck in 5 o'clock traffic again. He's like, ugh. He's like, I hate my job. I hate my car. I'm about to go home. I hate my house. I hate my family. He's like, my life sucks, man. And then he looks over. He looks over, and I'm throwing up in my own windshield. And he's like, well, it's not that bad. Okay, thank you.